unique standard. If an existing standard is not appropriate, the agency is expected to work with the private sector to develop the needed standard and then reference it in their regulations. Our federal regulations in the United States reference at least or almost 9,000 private sector standards. Our system relies on some foundational principles or guiding principles that standards and conformity assessment should meet societal and market needs and should not be used as technical barriers to trade. There are two documents that reinforce these principles. The first is the United States Standards Strategy. That's the brown document on the left-hand side. And the second is the National Conformity Assessment Principles for the United States, the tan document on the right-hand side. These documents will be available to all participants in this training program. This chart talks a little bit about who the stakeholders are in the United States system. You'll see that ANSI is the coordinator, but that we do not develop standards. Standards developing organizations such as ASTM International, who you met earlier, are the organizations with the technical expertise that develop standards used in the United States and used internationally. Companies, as well as government agencies, are co-equal partners, participating in standards development as well as participating in the development of policies. We'll now discuss standards that are used in the United States. We think of our system as a toolbox. Rather than calling for a one-size-fits-all solution, the U.S. system allows individual players or individual stakeholders to find the tools and solutions that best fit their needs. Approaches, philosophies, positions often vary between industry sectors. These variations are seen as positive, and we believe that they encourage flexibility. They're promoted in the United States Standards Strategy. What that means is that if you look at the agricultural industry in the United States and compare that to the aerospace industry, the approach, the positions of companies, the types of standards that are used are completely different. And each company or each industry has the right to choose what works best for them. I'd like to talk a little bit about three of the main tools or three of the main standards that are used in the United States. The first type is national participation. These include treaty organizations as well as non-treaty organizations. Well-known examples include ISO, IEC, ITU, Codex, and others. Some of the features of this type of process include a formality in the process and also one country, one vote. So everyone in a country will coordinate through a central body. In Vietnam, the central body is STAMEQ. In the United States, the central body is ANSI. Next is direct participation standardization. Direct participation includes nationally as well as internationally accepted standards. Commonly recognized examples that you've probably encountered in your everyday life include ASTM International, who's here today, ASME, SAE, and many, many others. This type of standardization offers a direct link between the technical experts and the standards developing organizations. Many of these organizations are accredited by ANSI. Finally, consortia. Consortia offer the most degree of flexibility through multiple processes and procedures. Some well-known consortia standards include the World Wide Web Consortia, or W3C, and many other technology standards. I'd like to talk a little bit more about each type of standard, starting with national participation. In the United States, national participation standardization